Aliyah was a small-town girl with big dreams. Living in the heart of a bustling city after securing a scholarship at a prestigious university, she was determined to build a bright future. She excelled in her studies and had an artistic soul. Her weekends were spent painting vivid landscapes, each stroke expressing a piece of her heart. But love was not on her list of priorities until she met Zion. Zion was everything Aliyah wasn't: confident, outgoing, and effortlessly charming. They met at a mutual friend's gathering, where he noticed her quietly sketching on a napkin in the corner. "That's amazing," Zion had said, sitting down beside her. "Do you always carry the world in your hands and put it on paper?" His words disarmed her, and before she knew it, they were deep in conversation. Zion, a budding entrepreneur, was ambitious yet grounded. His dreams resonated with Aliyah's, and over time, their bond grew. What started as friendship soon turned into something more. Zion became Aliyah's confidant, her muse, and her safe haven. When he proposed after 2 years of dating, holding out a simple but elegant ring, she couldn't say no. Their engagement ceremony was a grand affair. Aliyah's parents, who adored Zion, left no stone unturned in celebrating their daughter's happiness. The hall was adorned with fairy lights and fresh flowers, and the air was filled with laughter and music. Zion, too, looked at Aliyah like she was his entire world. "I promise," he whispered as he slid the ring onto her finger, "to always protect you, support you, and love you like you deserve." Aliyah felt like she was living a fairy tale. Her once simple life now seemed filled with endless possibilities. Together, they planned their future, buying a small home, traveling the world, and building a family. But life, as unpredictable as it is, had other plans. 2 months after the engagement, Zion's behavior started to change. He began canceling their dinner dates, his replies to her texts grew shorter, and his once warm demeanor turned cold. Aliyah noticed the signs but refused to believe anything was wrong. She convinced herself that Zion was just stressed with work, as his business was growing rapidly. One evening, she decided to surprise him at his office. Carrying his favorite coffee and a small gift, she walked in, only to find him in an intense conversation with a woman she had never met before. They were laughing, their faces too close for comfort. Zion noticed her and immediately grew uncomfortable. "Aliyah, what are you doing here?" he asked, his tone more irritated than surprised. "I thought I'd bring you some coffee," she replied, her voice shaky. "But it seems you're busy." The woman quickly excused herself, leaving an awkward silence between them. "She's just a colleague," Zion explained hastily. "We were discussing work." Aliyah nodded, but doubt had already crept into her heart. Days turned into weeks, and Zion's distance only grew. Aliyah's attempts to reach out were met with indifference or excuses. The man who once couldn't go a day without speaking to her now seemed like a stranger. One night, Aliyah confronted him. "Zion, what's happening between us? Why are you pulling away?" Zion sighed, running his hands through his hair. "Aliyah, I don't know if I can do this anymore." Her heart sank. "What do you mean?" "I feel trapped," he admitted, his voice breaking. "I thought I was ready for this commitment, but I'm not. My business is my priority right now, and I can't give you the time or love you deserve." Aliyah felt like the ground beneath her had crumbled. "But you promised," she whispered, tears streaming down her face. "I know," Zion said, his own eyes glistening. "And I'm so sorry. But it's better to end this now than to hurt you more later." The next few weeks were a blur of pain and heartbreak. Aliyah returned the ring, a symbol of broken promises, and tried to focus on her life. But everything reminded her of Zion, the places they visited, the songs they listened to, even the dreams they had shared. Her parents were her biggest support, reminding her of her strength and worth. Slowly, Aliyah began to heal. She poured her emotions into her art, creating breathtaking paintings that captured her journey through pain and resilience. Months later, one of her pieces was selected for an international exhibition. Standing in the gallery, surrounded by people admiring her work, Aliyah felt a sense of accomplishment she hadn't felt in a long time. Zion's shadow still lingered in her memories, but it no longer defined her. She had learned to find happiness within herself, realizing that her life story was her own to write.